guess first, how are you doing? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I think I'm just super excited and blessed to be able to have this conversation with you guys right now. Not for the pure fact of just loving to talk to you guys, but just, going through that situation, seeing how many guys have been hit in the face or in the upper area of their body. They didn't get the reaction that I did. So I'm just very thankful to really be having this conversation, being able to come home to my family the other night, and just being able to come to the ballpark today. It was just a crazy situation that happened. And, the first couple, 30 minutes to an hour after, I was kind of worried at the same time. What's going on in my head, what's going on, with my face, my body, all those thoughts creep into your mind, wondering, am I okay? Am I going to be okay? So it was definitely a whirlwind of emotions at the time, but definitely glad to be sitting here right now.
You must feel super lucky that an inch up or an inch over, and it could be an entirely different situation. I imagine that was running through your mind the past few days, right?
Yeah, I think that night definitely that weighed heavily on me. Once I got out of there, and got to the hospital, got the CT scan, and all that stuff, and everybody said, they said it was all checked out, everything checked out good. I was just so fortunate to be able to get out of the hospital and everything was good. It was kind of it's like I could breathe. I was definitely in a lot of pain. Definitely wasn't feeling the greatest at the time. Didn't sleep well that night at all. The pain, and then just the replaying in my mind of the situation, thinking like you're talking about a couple inches up or a couple inches over to either side, and we might be having a different conversation. So I was just very fortunate to be able to call my wife and tell her I was okay, and my family, and see my teammates and the way they reacted as well. Just very fortunate to be here.
You had no concussion?
Yeah, no concussion, no symptoms. I've had it in the past when I was younger, like 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, somewhere in there. So I know the symptoms and what that feels like. And I didn't have any of those. Felt fine. Definitely had an angel on my side, out there that night. And just very fortunate.
Thanks, Bryce.
Yep.
All right, we'll go to Matt Gelb and then Jimmy.
So Tom's told us that your wrist or your wrist area is what's hurting most. And I went back and looked. It looks like it got you flush on the wrist off of your face. How does that feel right now?
Yeah. So when it hit me flush in the face, got me pretty good. And then once it ricocheted off, instead of like just going straight to the backstop, it got my wrist. So it kind of hit me in that perfect spot, right on like the bone and that little like tendon area right there. So it's just a little sore. Played catch today, and then I swinging didn't feel that great, so I didn't want to get into the lineup and just not feel good. So we'll come back to it tomorrow, see what that feels like, and if I can go tomorrow, then I will. If not, then we'll take another day. So I just really want to be smart about it. I feel good at the plate right now, so I don't want to be dumb and go out there and just say, hey, I want to play just because I want to look tough. Like I have in the past, you know what I'm saying? There's so many times where I've done it, and I just want to be smart right now.
Have you gone back and watched it? And it happened so quick. Do you even remember the ball coming at your head?
Yeah. So before he came out of the bullpen, I looked at the sheet, and it was about 60% first pitch curveball. I faced him in the past. So I remember him throwing that pitch a lot. And then, I knew he had a good heater, arm side tail, things like that. But I think sitting on curveball in that situation, and then the heater come up and in, you're just trying to get out of the way, right? Trying to get the hand up. I tried to get the hand up as quick as possible. It just didn't happen. And then it hit me, and it kind of took me a minute to, register a little bit. I think adrenaline kind of kicked in. I went to the ground, and I kind of just wanted to see if I was split open or if I was mush. So I kind of pressed on it. Everything felt fine, and then pushed on my nose area. I was bleeding a little bit, but I didn't feel like I was like it was running water. You know how like you get hit or something happens and it feels like running water because it's bleeding. I didn't have that feeling either. So I heard Siegel, the umpire, tell me to stay down, and I kind of thought to myself, no, like I'm getting up. Like I'm not going to be out here. You know, I'm getting up. No matter if I fall down, I fall down, but I'm getting up. So walked back to the dugout. Knew I was bleeding a little bit. Wasn't sure. I have a cut from the laces, like right underneath my nose. And I looked at Joe Dillon. I said, is it bad? And he was kind of like, well, I don't know. Not really. I mean, yeah, you're bleeding, but I don't know. And I'm like, okay. And then I got inside, and it kind of hit me at that time. You know, I was kind of emotional at the time. You know, a little upset about the situation that happened. And then, you know, a little emotional just because I was thinking about my kids, you know, thinking about my wife. And I think baseball kind of goes to the side, right? You know, it kind of goes to the side of that's in that situation, in that moment. So you start thinking about bigger things. You start thinking about your family. You start thinking about your kids and what if, right? And then you go through seeing the doctor and everything like that, and then you get calmed down a little bit. But at the time, I mean, I remember everything. I remember the feeling, the situation, things like that. And I mean, wow, it was crazy. I mean, definitely a crazy feeling. So I still replay it in my head right now, you know, just the feeling and the emotion, of what it was like. So.
And the Cardinals said that you sent over a message to Cabrera. What made you want to do that? And why did you say what you said?
Yeah. I mean, I think it was a difficult situation for everybody. You know, it wasn't just a difficult situation for myself. You know, Didi, of course, got hit the next pitch, so he was in a lot of pain. And then I couldn't imagine being Genesis in that situation. A ball gets away from you, and it's part of the game. I mean, it's something that, of course, you never want to see happen, but it can slip away and get somebody. So, you know, the next day, I mean, I was thinking about it that night, and like I said, I was super fortunate to be where I was. I got up the next day, didn't sleep very much. Got up the next day, and I had a text on my phone from Schultze, their manager, just saying, you know, from the whole organization, from our team, we hope you're doing okay, and things like that. And then I just texted him back and kind of reiterated, you know, I understand it happens. It's part of it. I have no ill will towards him. I know he didn't do it on purpose. And I just wanted to make sure he was okay. You know, he's a young kid. He's a young pitcher, and that could definitely mess with somebody. I mean, we've seen it. You've seen it in the past with guys that, you know, hit somebody or they throw a pitch to the backstop, and then it's like, you know, it's an onion that just opens, right? So, I mean, I sat there and I texted him back and said, you know, I'm thinking about Genesis. I prayed for him last night. And I just want to make sure he's okay. If he wants to talk, I'd love to, you know, speak with him. Or you can just pass this message along and just tell him that it's okay. It happens. I have no ill will towards him at all. And I just want to make sure he's okay, because he's going to be a successful pitcher in this league for a long time. He's got really good stuff. And I just wanted to make sure he was good. So.
Thank you, Bryce.
Hey, Bryce, you covered an awful lot there. I just was your family watching at home? Your parents, your wife?
Yeah, Kayla was. My parents weren't. They kind of got a text. They got like that text on the phone, right? The notification that said, you know, Harp gets hit and then he exits the game. So I FaceTimed my dad immediately, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, you got hit in the face!" Like I wasn't sure where you got hit, and then he just kind of, you know, "You're okay." You know, what the doctors say, things like that. And then my wife she doesn't really freak out until she needs to. Her mom works in the hospital, so it's kind of, you know, if you have a broken finger, it's not a big deal, right? So she kind of doesn't freak out until she needs to. So she's that rock in my life, and she just made sure I was okay. She was good. So, I mean, once everything was good, she was okay.
So you did not communicate with her until you were leaving the hospital?
No. I communicated with her immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I wanted to make sure she knew I was okay. I knew she was watching, so I just want to make sure she was good. So.
And when I'm wondering what the medical personnel thought. I mean, you were hit in the face. in the cheekbone by a 97-mile-an-hour fastball and suffered no broken bones. Were the medical people rather amazed by that? Because I think us laymen are rather amazed by it.
I think I was too. I think, like I said, I've seen guys get hit in the face and haven't had the outcome that I've had with lesser velo on the pitch or anything like that. So I think a lot of people around, not just baseball, but around all sports in the country were kind of, wow, kind of amazed at the situation. I tell you what, like anybody said, my mom said she's just, my mom's great. She's a special person and I absolutely love her, but she said, you must have angels with you tonight. They must have knew what was going to happen. And I agree. I'm very blessed and fortunate to be where I am right now. And I can't really explain it to you, right? I don't think anybody can. It just happened and it hit me. And I'm just very lucky to be sitting here talking to you guys right now.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to have to end it there for today. Bryce, thank you very much.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.